Hello, I'm Ruth from the Fertility Companion. Welcome to my kitchen. This morning I am going to make a chocolate mousse, but it is a sort of nutrition bomb in disguise because it's made instead of with eggs and sugar predominantly, it's made with avocado and raw cacao or raw cocoa powder, which is basically chocolate. So it's a pretty impressive nutrition bomb. Avocados, amazing source of fibre, also healthy fats, super healthy fats that help to fill us up, make us feel satisfied, and also anti-inflammatory properties. So great for any sort of gut healing or pain, in fact. Also B vitamins and folic acid particularly, which is really important for fertility. You'll know that already. And cocoa powder or cacao, which is the raw version, is a super source of magnesium, lots of other minerals, manganese, zinc, phosphorus, some calcium. So it's really great way of getting those minerals into your body. Wonderful for balancing moods, and it helps us to produce those neurotransmitters that make us feel good. So I find when I eat this chocolate mousse, I just feel calm and like there's a lot of space in my head. So wonderful for any sort of anxiety or worries or stress. Also, I'm going to use dates for sweetness, a little bit of vanilla extract and coconut milk. You can use canned coconut milk if you like. I like to make my own, partly because I don't use a whole can of coconut milk when I make this. And this is really handy just to whiz up whenever I need it. Basically, it is desiccated coconut and filtered water, whizzed up in the blender and then passed through a muslin cloth of some description. So you can kind of see there that there is sort of a pulpy mix in that jug. That's just desiccated coconut and water. I'm going to pass it through this cloth and you'll actually see how it looks. Coconut milk is wonderful for also for mood balancing, for weight loss. The oils in coconut are actually quite helpful in terms of getting the profile of fats in the blood right. I also love coconut because it's naturally antifungal, anti-parasitic, antibacterial, wonderful as an immune support. The people of the Pacific Islands who wouldn't be much more familiar with coconut than we are here in grey, cold Ireland, those people revere the coconut as this cure-all, can just fix everything. So you can see it's kind of watery, but it will actually, if you let that sit, it would separate the way that you would see a can of coconut milk separate. Ideally, when you're making this, you'll put about 2 cups of desiccated coconut with 3 cups of filtered water and blend it. I've just made sort of a little bit more than I need for this. You can keep this pulp as well and use it in baking or anything really that you want to add a little bit of fibre to and a little bit of flavour. But that's it done for now. And we're going to use about ½ a cup of that in a moment. So first I'm going to get the avocado. Avocados are famously hard to get right in terms of getting them ripe. I like these ones with the rough skins. I find that the texture is lovely and it's easier to judge the ripeness. When you're buying an avocado, if you just very gently press the top end of the avocado, it should give a little bit. If it feels like a bullet, don't buy it, put it back. Probably not going to deliver what you want. I'm going to show you also a very neat trick for getting the stone out. I see these instructions for getting avocado stones out with spoons and all sorts, and it's a bit of a palaver. So I'm going to show you my method. I'm sure somebody else came up with this before me. But I'm just using the knife to press into the stone and then I'm giving it a twist and out it pops. And I can use the other side of the avocado skin just to grab hold of it. Very nice. I feel quite chefy when I do that. So the whole avocado goes into the blender. Oh, slippery. That's that. And we're also going to put in, I'm putting in 1/3 of a cup of this raw cacao powder. I like it quite dark, quite rich. So you could put in less than that. You could put in maybe 1/6 of a cup, which is about 40 mils, up to about 80 mils. So maybe try it with 40 and add as you see fit. I love these measuring spoons. These are from the wonderful Nigella Lawson, and I just adore them. They're really handy. And we've got vanilla extract, which doesn't want to open. Here we go. So, vanilla extract, I'm going to put a teaspoon of this in. Perfect. And I also have some dates. You can use medjool dates, lovely sticky dates. I didn't have them, I just had normal dates. So they can be kind of hard and dry. So I've just put them into some water, some hot water, just to soften them up a little bit. And that makes them an awful lot easier to blend. I'm going to hang on to that water in case I need a little bit of extra water. And the next thing then is just to put in the coconut milk. I'm going to use about 1/2 cup to start with and see if that's sufficient. And I'm going to blend it. As you do this, you'll find that you kind of need to give it a poke, stir it, give it a little stir, and just wipe down the sides of the blender just to get it mixing up properly. And you can hear there, it's probably needing just a smidgen more liquid. Again, wiping it down. This can take a little while between the stirring and the blending and the stirring and the blending. Ultimately though, it's an awful lot quicker than making the traditional French chocolate mousse. And it is, I think, actually tastier. If you were to have a dinner party and make this and not tell anybody what you had put in, I guarantee you they wouldn't know that it was avocado based, which is rather wonderful. I've actually done that, and people who I had invited for dinner could not guess what the ingredients were. Of course, as soon as you say, guess what I made this avocado or this chocolate mousse with, they'll start wondering. But yeah. Okay, so now I've got an incredibly rich looking, very, very creamy chocolate mousse. You can see there, it's rather beautiful. And I'm going to use these little yogurt containers that I got in France. I was there a few years ago on a camping holiday. And needless to say, I didn't have lots of space to carry beautiful little yogurt dishes, but I couldn't resist. I had to bring these guys home. So they came in the bag, and I absolutely adore them. They're perfect for this sort of little dessert. And honestly, that's probably too big a portion. It's really, really rich. It's really quite filling. So you may find that that's actually a little bit too much. You could use smaller glasses. I'm topping this with cacao nibs for a little bit of crunch and to sort of announce to people that maybe this is a slightly different mousse. And a few chia seeds, really just for fun. You could sprinkle a little bit of grated dark chocolate or some desiccated coconut on top as well. But that is the avocado chocolate mousse. I'm gonna have a little taste now. Make sure that it's edible. Oh, it's so good. Oh my god. It's so cocoa-y, really dark and rich. And you can see the texture there. It's really amazing. You can put this in the fridge. It'll set a little bit. I wouldn't leave it. I wouldn't make it too far in advance because some of the water can start to separate out. But amazing for dinner parties. Amazing as a mid-morning snack. Incredibly healthy, healthful, nourishing. Wonderful for hormone balancing, for blood sugar balancing. Not super sweet. I think it's perfect. I hope you enjoy making it. I'd love to hear what you think once you've tried it. Give me your comments, share your thoughts, and we'll chat next week.